Namaskar. I'm sure all of you must have used a mouse trap at your home at some time or the other. It's a very simple device. When a spring-loaded door is there, when a mouse enters and bites the food there, the door is closed. This mouse trap was invented in 1899. Since then, more than 50,000 patents have been filed across the world, much improved versions of this mouse trap. But we don't use them. We still go to the market and buy that old mouse trap. You know, when somebody says, I have a great idea, and people will anyway adopt that, they will follow this great idea because the idea is very great, we call that the mousetrap myth. Just as it happened with the mousetraps, just because an idea is great, people are not just going to follow it. People may simply observe and pass by. That is why last week, when our Prime Minister addressed the Governors' Conference, he said, there were of course large-scale consultations before the NEP was formulated and announced. But after NEP is announced, our work starts now. We should go to the stakeholders, teachers, parents, students, educators, discuss, debate, disseminate about the good points of the national education policy. Only when they appreciate the importance and the benefits of adopting national education policy, only then we will be able to implement the national education policy. Some of you may know about the Digital Equipment Corporation, DEC. It was a large, famous computer manufacturer. They used to manufacture mainframe computers in 80s and 90s. So their research team, they went to the management and said, we have a great idea. We want to develop a personal computer. The founder of DEC said, who will use personal computers? But today we know the reality is different. All of us will use laptops, computers, and DEC is nowhere now, Digital Equipment Corporation. An opportunity was lost by the management of DEC. I'm sure some of you seniors here must have used the Kodak cameras. They are film-based, very popular. So in 1975, the engineers of Kodak went to the top management and they said, we have developed a digital camera concept. The management said, who will use digital cameras? Everybody is used to Kodak cameras. But soon Sony introduced digital cameras, and today all of us, we are carrying digital cameras in our pockets. A golden opportunity was lost. The national education policy is a golden opportunity for us. We should not miss this opportunity to transform our educational system. That is why I felt very happy when I heard about this national program, My NEP competition. This is one such program which will excite, which will create more interest in the national education policy among the students. I was just wondering why only Vidya Bharati has taken up this. In fact, every university should take up this and create this awareness among their students and teachers. While Dr. Kasturi Rangan was speaking, he mentioned about Indian ethos. And Nishankji also mentioned about Bharatiya Sanskriti. Bharatiya Sanskriti is going to be the foundation of our national education policy. But what exactly is it? What is that we are trying to convey by saying that Indian ethos, Indian civilization values will be the foundation of our national education policy? Let me give you a couple of examples. In our Bharatiya Sanskriti, and these are eternal values, these are universal values. They were valid 5,000 years ago, they are valid today, and they will be valid in times to come. Why are they universal values? In our Bharatiya Sanskriti, we always emphasized on improving the quality of life, not just only the standard of living. In our Bharatiya Sanskriti, we emphasized on spiritual development, not just only the material security. We are not saying that you should not create wealth, but parallelly, you also spiritually develop. What does it mean? Spiritually developing means when we spiritually develop, we have that sense of abundance in our mind. Our mind becomes free of jealousy, free of anger, fear, anxiety. You feel that sense of abundance. When you have that sense of abundance, you feel like sharing what you have with each other. When you share, that improves the bonding amongst us, and that is the foundation of building a happy human society. That is why spiritual development is very, very important. In our Bharatiya Sanskriti, we always emphasized on relational care for each other rather than being competitive. Our family system, our respect towards elders, our respect towards the weak, these are the values our Bharatiya Sanskriti emphasized. We always respected the environment. Our Indian philosophy emphasized that we should live in harmony with the living and non-living. Don't exploit the environment. It is the only country in this world, perhaps, which nurtured and respected diversity rather than being dominant over each other. This is the only country, perhaps, where for thousands of years we have emphasized on social inclusivity rather than playing identity politics. These are the universal values which are valid everywhere across the globe, and we want to make that the foundation of our education policy. Babita ji has very beautifully explained about the early childhood education and the importance that is given in our national education policy for early childhood education. I would like to add one more point to what she has mentioned. It is the emphasis that is given to the mother tongue in the early childhood education. Many of us think that the national education policy has suddenly popped up this policy. Why the emphasis on mother tongue now? But if you carefully read the Right to Education Act, there is a clear clause there which says that wherever practical, the early childhood education to the children should be given in their mother tongue. It was very clearly said, and that is why the national education policy says wherever possible, it is not compulsory, wherever possible, the early childhood education until 5th standard or even up to 8th standard or even later, it can be in mother tongue. When we lament today about why we have become simply imitators of Western approaches, whether it is in science or social sciences or in other areas, we should look back and see how our dependence on English as a medium of instruction in colleges and universities has contributed to this. That is why in 1921, when Mahatma Gandhi wrote in Young India, he said, "This is the greatest tragedy of our times, that we are trying to teach our kids in English. It has made our kids foreigners in our own country." You can see that when children don't study in their own mother tongue, it will create a bridge between them and their own roots, the Indian roots. And there is enough research now to show, Babita ji, that the importance of mother tongue, people who have done research on brain, people who have done research in the cognitive neurosciences, they have very clearly demonstrated that the early childhood education should be imparted in mother tongue if you want to make our children more creative and innovative. You go to Google and see which are the top 10 countries which have got the largest number of Nobel Prizes. And every country, these top 10 countries, the kids study in their own mother tongue, not just only in the school education, but even up to the university education, be it France, Russia, Germany, Japan, and you name any of these 10 top countries. So although there are cogent arguments and scientific evidence to show that mother tongue is very, very important, some people say that it will deprive our kids from having greater economic opportunities. But then we don't want our kids to be less creative and innovative, especially those kids who come from the disadvantaged sections. And if you want to make them more creative and more innovative, the only solution is to have the early childhood education in mother tongue. Ultimately, I think all of us have to work together, create more awareness among the stakeholders so that the national education policy will be implemented in stages as soon as possible. As our kids go through this new education under the national education policy through different stages, schools, colleges, and universities, ultimately we want to make our students, we want to make our children good human beings who will serve the society. Manasa satatam smaraniyam, vachasa satatam vadaniyam, lokahitam mama karaniyam. That should be the ultimate goal of educating our kids. Thank you. Thank you very much.